here we are. December 26th, 2016.
We're reaching out to you folks because we need to go to Cyprus. January 3rd, we're already booked. We don't have all the money stuff figured out. It's really important for me to get there because I'm quite advanced in my cancer, and it's a lifesaver for me. I've done an incredible amount of research. It's been over 2,500 hours actually since 2015. And in my estimation, this is my best choice in the whole world. And my situation, I have bladder cancer, yes, but it's quite complex. There's a lot of causes behind it, and we need to tackle them all. And this center, the Da Vinci Healing Center, actually is the director who runs it is curing the incurables, and his track record is quite phenomenal.
So, dear friends, it's time, and it is time for us to reach out and ask for your help and support. And we've been surrounded by a wonderful community of love, and now we're starting to ask for some financial support. It's been a long journey. Our son was diagnosed with lymphoma early in 2015, and then Soma had his crisis that took him to the hospital in July 2015, and it's been pretty nonstop since then with a lot of change, a lot of crisis. And we were even in the hospital last night for a blood transfusion for Soma. He's been bleeding for a while and losing blood, and his hemoglobin's going down. So we've booked our tickets. We're going to Cyprus, and I've watched Soma do thousands of hours of research, and I personally am thrilled that he has found somebody, Dr. George, in Larnaca, Cyprus, where I just pray and hope for some significant help. He's Dr. George, I call him, is a very well researched practitioner, and so yeah, your turn.
Yeah, the 2,500 hours of research plus hours of research I've done, I've kept track. Starting with my son's stage 4 lymphoma cancer diagnosis. Well, he's now clear. We did it with diet and lifestyle change.
He did it.
Yeah.
We did it.
Well,
it is a we, isn't it?
Some of it was Garrison therapy, which
true.
was a lot of work, an incredible amount of work, and then we fine-tuned that so it wasn't so much work. And the next thing we know is he's had an ultrasound and he's clear. Myself, I had a running accident way back in my 20s. I'm 67 now. And from that, I damaged my crotch area. I had run into a steel post, and I'm not sure the extent of the damage, but I'm finding out it was quite a bit. So in July 23rd, actually, had surgery to remove urethra scar tissue because it was blocking the flow from kidneys to the bladder. But because of all those many years, it left me in a severe situation. And long story short, I had one half of only one kidney working, and the prediction was I'd be in dialysis within a couple of months. Well, I worked hard for the next year to get both kidneys fully functioning, and they are now. And that's diet and lifestyle change. So that surprised the regular medical community greatly. But at the end of that pipe was the bladder. It had taken a lot of abuse. It actually extended to 5 liters at one point that they had to take out. The bladder wall had increased to 4 times its regular size, and over all those years it became a great breeding ground for cancer. So that's what I ended up with. They wanted to remove my bladder immediately. This was mid-June of this year, and I just kind of laughed at it. I said, no, I'll fix that one myself. And I was actually doing quite well, but in the last month or so, the tumor was bleeding, and we've had difficulties keeping up with absorbing enough iron from our spinach, etc., to replace the hemoglobin that was continuously being lowered, and reached a point where it just kept going down, and it was very obvious we needed help. We've run out of funds after 2 years of not being able to work and doing all the research, etc., etc. So we're reaching out to you for funds to help us with Cyprus. We already have our tickets booked, but we do not have we don't have it all figured out yet, really.
So I've known Somananda for 30 plus years, and I've known him to be a fiercely independent, self-directed person, kind of a lone wolf, and he's had many opportunities to bring himself back from death or near-death experiences, and his initiation into holistic health and natural health has been a beautiful journey for me to learn from him. And at this point, just watching him, watching you, love, watching you go through this has been hard. And Soma is so independent, it's hard for him to ask for help. So here we are.
This isn't just for us either. Especially recently, we've watched a half a dozen friends around us die of cancer. And the reality of, in my research, what I've discovered, just to give you a little bit of stats, across the world, there's a 5-year survival rate for cancer, and the average is actually only 2.5%. They don't tell you that in the hospital when you go for chemo and radiation and surgery. And there's a lot of cancer healing centers now, like the one we're going to, the Da Vinci Center in Cyprus. And these folks are having survival rates up to 90 and 97%. And there's a lot of new Star Trek bioresonance therapies that are just leading the edge of helping people. So this is actually a technology I want to bring back here to Canada, because it can save an awful lot of people who normally wouldn't have the opportunity. And it's not all that expensive either in terms of volume. So yeah, I'm actually very excited about the future. I mean, there's parts of it right now that look very bleak, but I don't remember anything that I couldn't get through. So let's do it and move forward.
So I've been deeply inspired by the proactiveness of our son Ben, who's put himself in remission, and I really would love to see Soma do the same thing. We're a very proactive family in terms of health, and it is quite a surprise to have met this diagnosis and to have met this journey in this way. And I think it's an initiation into what's going on here on the planet, because it is 1 in 3 or 1 in 2 people are diagnosed with cancer these days. It's our 21st century disease, and there are many, many ways to heal it. And I'm hoping to be a miracle. I'm hoping to see a miracle with Soma and with what's being offered at the Da Vinci Health Center in Cyprus. So I'm going as a witness and as a support person, and yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what's up and coming, and hopefully to see you come through the other side.
I will.